So, Mark,
Morning.
how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Good. I got a little echo here. Let me adjust.
Let me see if I can.
All right, how's that? A little bit.
Let me see if I can cut it off on my end here.
All right. If you can get a little closer to the mic, that'd be great.
Okay. What about this?
Sounding good. For some reason, it loops. I hear myself back.
Let me see if I can cut off my Bluetooth. Get it off.
All right. Let's get this figured out.
What about this?
All right. How's that sound?
That sounds better on my end.
Sounds better on my end. All right. Good deal. So you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mark. Well, let me open the show, and I'm going to get right to you. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of No Cover TV. That's right. This is your host, Big Al, where I bring the original local and national music scene, and I just stick it in your face and I shove it in there every which way I can. That's right. I want you to turn the radio down, quit listening to the radio stations. Don't have to stop completely, but stick your head out that window and listen. You're going to hear some great music because there is a lot of great music out there from all genres and all age groups. So please, wherever you are in the world, whether you're local or national, check out the music scene. And my three favorite words, of course, is support the music. They can't do it without your help, and I know they're putting a smile on your face. So put a smile on their face, show up to the shows and get some swag and stuff like that. First of all, before I introduce our artist today, I've got to go over the board here a little bit and say thank you to a few people. I want to say thank you to Turnstiles, a local venue in West Michigan, where I'm out of, who I feel is doing it right. They're bringing in the original and national acts and treating them good. So that's the way Big Al wants to see that. And then Esteban, the Esteban Hour. I want you to check that out next month on the 11th, actually in a week or so or two. I am going to be on the Esteban Hour, and he's out of New York, and we are going to talk about personal stuff. He wants to know about the music business straight up and how it is from the good to the bad, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. It should be very interesting. From what I've seen in the business over the years. Again, so I want to say to everybody to get a hold of me, bands, artists, No Cover TV Facebook platform. If you do Facebook, get a hold of me there. Also, you can get a hold of No Cover TV at yahoo.com if you do the email. And of course, if you're listening to the podcast, right below the podcast, you can push a button and send me a question. And I'd love for you to send me a question, and especially send me a question about the artist that I'm going to talk about today. Also, I had got a hit last night, a request on Facebook from Rockin' Vodka to join their group. And I was trying to put that together here. So I was wondering why they hit me up as a friend. And I got to looking, and I see that one of the owners is Rick Nielsen. Now, I'm sure everybody out there knows who Rick Nielsen is. I'm not going to have to say. But yes, he is the drummer for Cheap Trick. And it's funny because back 20 years ago, I used to book his daughter Friday. And that kind of just rang that bell here. So it's good that Rick possibly hit me up to promote the Rockin' Vodka, which they said it's okay to promote. So if you are into spirits, there you go, Rockin' Vodka. So I think I've talked enough right here. The artist today, the guest, this is going to be a great show. Lots to talk about. What we've got here is a singer-songwriter out down south, out of Georgia. I'm going to say one of the good old boys here. We got some good Southern country rock with some nice power ballads going on there. And our artist today that's going to bring all this to you is Mark Ware. How you doing, brother?
Doing great, Big Al. Thank you so much for having me on.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for gracing the table. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. It's good to be here, and thank you for what you're doing for all the music artists and the independent artists and everybody out here working, trying to make a living, doing what we love to do.
Oh, that's my pleasure. I've been doing it since '97, and I don't have any plans to stop.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it's about the music. It's always been about the music to me since I stopped playing in '97. So it's about your music now, and I see you're doing some amazing things, Mark.
Yeah, we're doing good, man. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. We just signed a 3-song deal. It's not a huge deal, but it is a deal there in Nashville on Music Row. I partnered with MP1 last Friday, so we're working to finish up the first single, which to deliver mid September. They're on their platforms with Sony and Orchard.
All right. If you can talk, adjust your mic just a little higher, or get a little closer for me.
All right, how's that?
That's better. Thank you, my friend. Good deal. So did you sign a contract for 3-song deal?
We did. We signed last Friday for 3 songs. They're out of MC1 Nashville. They're on Music Road, a
Yep,
subsidiary of
MC.
Sony and Orchard.
Good deal. Good deal. I have one of my artists that moved down there, and she's doing very well for herself. And when we get off this podcast, I'll drop you a note. And possibly if you're down there long enough, I'd like you to meet her.
Yes, sir. Would love to.
Definitely. So we're doing that, but 3-song label. Well, I'm not going to get to the songs right now. I got to pick at you a little bit. Is that all right?
That's perfectly fine. Come on with it.
All right. We're going to have some fun with Mark today. And everybody knows in podcast land what Big L likes to do. I like to find out everything because that's what makes up the artist. So, Mark, you want to go on a time capsule journey with me?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get into that time capsule. All right. Let's get in there. We're going. Let's go all the way back to you're 12 years old now. All right. What is Mark listening to on the radio or per record or 8-track? I'm not sure. And when did the music start becoming a part of your life? Singing and playing.
It was probably cassette tapes for me back when I was 12. But listen, I've always been an old country, Saturday night, country gold Saturday night fan. But I grew up in the church, so I started music at a very early age. And, playing piano and guitar and bass, drums, whatever the church needed at the time. But I was already playing music at 12 and, wasn't writing my own songs at that age, but was definitely into the Southern gospel performing and stuff already at 12 and 13 years old.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Well, you got started young there, and obviously you enjoyed it so much that you stuck with it.
Yeah, so, I stuck with it for a long time. I think I was in my. Well, I'll let you drive the capsule, but when I was about 19 or 20, I decided to dip my hands in the country music realm.
That's what I see. Let's jump ahead just a little bit here. Your first band, weren't you around 18, 19 when you put that together?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. About 18 or 19, and when we were very successful right out of the chute. We were playing basically anywhere and everywhere we wanted to play here in the Atlanta market, and was even doing some of the same circuits with unsigned Travis Tritt and Aldine at the time there at the Buckboard in Georgia, here in Georgia.
That's incredible. Now that band was called All for Him.
Yeah, well, actually, All for Him was the
that was the gospel group.
Yep.
Right. Then you did Shiloh.
It was right before Shiloh. Shiloh was the first country band that we formed.
Right. So, how long was the gospel group together?
Full time, I guess, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, and we had a lot of fun with that. That's where all our roots were from, and that's definitely what makes us who we are today, for sure.
Great. So then, what age were you when you joined Shiloh?
So Shiloh, I think we formed in my early 20s, mid 20s. We formed Shiloh, and basically, we've seen an opportunity to go make some money and play the bar circuit and the gigs, and so I think we took every member. I think some of the same members that were with All for Him. We took all the members and went in and started doing music on Fridays and Saturdays, and still stayed doing it on Sundays for a little while. But yeah, we had a lot of fun back then, for sure.
That's great. Well, it's all about having fun and putting that smile on other people's face too with your music.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Great thing. I love the gospel music, and the sure Shiloh rocked. Unbelievable, because what I'm hearing from you now is incredible. But let's go back now. We're on the time capsule here. All right. So I want to let everybody know that all of us, sometimes we have trial tribulations. We go through some bad stuff in our lives, things that hurt us and brings us back. Mark here went through that at about the age 35, didn't you, brother?
Yes, sir. We sure did. We were really probably at the peak of our musical journey, and I lost a 14-year-old daughter suddenly. She got sick on a Tuesday and passed that following Friday, and just sent me to just to be quite honest, it just sent me to a very dark place, and just kind of let it all go for a little while.
Yeah, my heart bleeds for you, brother. That's just not right. That's not good, and I'm very sorry for that. But there's a good note on the other end of that. There's always the shiny rainbow. Your friend Will Tupin from Collective Soul helped you out a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, Will's a good friend of mine. We graduated high school together. When actually played music in.
Really?
Yep, and
That's
I
great.
knew all those boys. And Will's dad owned a studio with us growing up there in town, and everybody that was involved with music always went to Mr. Bill. Well, when Mr. Bill passed, he left the studio to his son Will, and he had called me and wanted to know if I wanted to help him rebrand the studio, and
There
was
you
going to
go.
open it back up, and kind of talked me into coming and doing a couple of songs where there's Southern Ways and The Ride, and we did a original, and it was off to the races after that.
Nice. Now, what year was that? How long ago was that?
Let's see, 2018, 2019.
Okay. See, for the last 5 years, you had a good run at what you're doing right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's been
Hmm.
1,000 miles an hour. The doors that Will helped open, and then I met some folks through IB at the conference in Nashville, and met an agent that works with Average Joe's, and just putting the round pegs in round holes, and I just had some amazing people help me through. I'm afraid to even say their names because I'm going to forget somebody, but just had some amazing people to just jump in my corner and really believe in my music, and just to help me get where I am today for sure.
That's beautiful. It's good to have beautiful people in your corner that are willing to help out and talk to you and kind of point you in the right directions. And it sounds like you're a big guy. You put your foot through the door and you were going to go straight. You knew what you wanted.
Yeah, and that's it. We kind of put a 5 year plan together, and we kind of stuck to the plan, and so far it's been good to us. And we're just excited for what the next 24 months has in store for us.
Wow. Well, with this new signing of the 3-song deal, that's going to be really rock. Yeah. Now, they're a label.
Yes,
They're
sir.
going to help. They're going to help promote those songs. They're going to push you even farther.
That's correct. That's correct. So, I've been able to get about 1 million streams, right at 1 million, a little over 1 million streams organically from the Mark Ware Music Camp, and we're just excited to see what the label's going to be able to do with Sony and Orchard and these 3 songs. And hopefully, people love the music, and if they love the 3 songs, then they would go check out the back catalog of everything else we've been able to stream. The last few
Right.
years, and it just helps us all the way around.
Great. So everybody out there in podcast land, you check out Mark Ware, Ware, and go to his what site is it? The fan site, the Mark Ware fan site.
You can go to there. You can go to just my personal page, Mark Ware, is where I do a lot of my Facebooking from. Is there? TikTok is MWare Music, and Instagram is MWare Music, and so we try to utilize as many of the platforms as we can to get our music out there.
Right. And I'm sure the music is on all the music platforms from Spotify to such and such and such.
Yes, yes, sir.
So everybody out there, while I am talking to Mark, get on your phone or computer, look Mark up on your platforms, and get ready to check out some music in a few here because we're going to talk about some of the music and incredible what you got that we're going to talk about here. So let's look at this. Now you're a very important person besides just the music. You do very special stuff in your work. You are an EMT, firefighter, even the chief.
Yes, sir. I've been involved with the fire department a long time, and I've made myself up through the ranks from firefighter to all the way up to, assistant chief, deputy chief, and just had a great career in the fire service, and that's where a lot of my music comes from too. Is just from the things that we've witnessed and saw as first responders, and and now going back with the new song "Walk Along" is just really trying to get the first responders the help that they need from what they see day in and day out,
Yeah.
and just bring awareness and attention to the mental health
Wow.
crisis that the first responders have today.
Yeah, you guys go through a lot, man. I thank you very much. All of us do from the bottom of our hearts. And Walk Alone, that video was awesome.
Thank you.
Very moving, very informational and meaningful. You catch a person by their heart, man. That's great. That's what
Thank
I
you so
want to
much.
see. definitely. So, Mark here, not just a singer songwriter, this guy is one hell of an entertainer and performer. Seeing him on stage and perform and everything like that. Now, I wanted to ask you, Mark. Now, you've been doing this a while. Got the firefighter stuff, all that. Are we full time in the music business? Or are we still working? What are we doing?
We are full time in the music business.
Yes. All right.
We are full time in the music business and just having a ball. I think we'll wind up with about 70 dates this year. So we have
No.
a 40-foot bus and a 14-foot trailer. We travel around. I think we'll go to Utah, Texas, New Mexico, Boston,
Oh, yes.
Florida. Got a little Georgia run ahead, which I'm excited about, being home in September right here at Georgia. So
Nice. That's great. Now, are you going to try a full United States tour with that 70 dates, or are you just heading the Western, Midwest, East Coast?
right now, it's just whoever's booking us. We're blessed with 3 agents. We've got an agent in Ohio, an agent in Texas, and an agent there in Nashville. And we try to route as many things as we can. We really start getting started about this time. We get started on next year's schedule, so we'll try to hit as many festivals, fairs, and
Yes.
venues as we can. Just get them locked in and get them booked early.
There you go. That's the way to do it. Now, I notice we have manager Joe.
Yes, sir. Joe's with 1015 Music Management out of Nashville, Tennessee.
All right, Joe. We give props to Joe for managing Mark here. Now, other than Joe being your manager, you got anybody else on the board doing your PR for you, or is it just you and Joe?
So as me and Joe, but I use a young lady named Kat out of Nashville. She helps me with some PR releases.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember the American Idol who lost to Carrie Underwood, Mr. Bo Bice, but he helped me for many. Bo's been so instrumental in my career. We were neighbors at one time in our life, and I lived next door to his mother, and he lived next door to her. But Bo's just been an amazing friend through my entire musical journey, and Bo has probably helped me more than anybody I could think of. Bo has just really helped me from stepping into pitfalls and keeping my eyes open and then making the decisions that need to be made.
All right.
But Bo's been amazing.
That's great to have those people in your corner. Great ensemble. That is beautiful, man. Awesome, Mark. So we talked about Joe and stuff here. Now, how many CDs we got out?
So we haven't really released a CD.
Okay. You're just doing singles?
Probably 5 years. We haven't released any CDs on this last journey, but we have made 3 releases there on all the platforms: Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you download your music. We've had 3 releases, and this one in September will be the 4th release. So we try to release a couple of singles, a couple of songs a year. The plan that we try to stick to is we want some new music about every 4 months. So we'll try to drop a new song about every 4 months, and then really put our PR and put our magic behind that one song, and maybe cut a video and just love on that one song for 3 or 4 months, see what it's doing, and if it needs a couple of more months, then we'll hang on to that ride for a couple of more months. But we try to have some new music about every 4 months until I can land an album deal, and that's what we're really after is a full album deal. So we're happy as a lark with 3-song deal, but at the end of the day, we want an album deal.
Well, I think you're going to get that. I think the 3 songs is just a teaser. I think they already know what they want, and they're just going to see what this does first.
Well, I appreciate it. Very nice.
Oh, yeah. Now, with the band, you've got a great band behind you, session players, it sounds like. Now, are you doing anything solo once in a while?
So we do some acoustical shows. Me and my lead guitar player, he lives not far from me here in Georgia, Mr. Matt Wilson. But me and Matt do some acoustic shows. He'll bring his guitar and I'll play some piano. I've been blessed with probably some of the best players that Nashville has to offer. They're coming out of County Q in Nashville. And Joe arranges all that for me, but I'll show up at a session to play one of our songs, and man, it's amazing what the talent they have there in Tennessee.
Oh, I love session players. Oh, they're great. Amazing. All of them amazing people here. So let's see. You got coming up here 2023, you're doing the ISSA Awards.
Yes, sir. We're really excited about that. We're headlining the pre-party on August 4th there in Alpharetta, Georgia, and then the next night on the 5th, we're up for Entertainer of the Year, Song of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, and Video of the Year. So
Oh,
we're up for 4 different categories, and hoping to reel, one or more of these home Saturday, August the 5th.
wow, Mark. Wow, you got my vote. That's incredible, brother. That's incredible. So it looks like some companies have reached out to give you some endorsements. You want to
Yes,
give a
sir.
shout out to some of those?
Yes, sir. We did. Let me pull them up so I don't miss any of them. But we've had 10 new endorsements. 10 new endorsements this month.
Yeah.
Uh, let me pull that up real quick. Which that really helps us get to where we need to be.
Yeah, endorsements very much help out, very much. So, like I said, people check out Mark. Get on the platforms. It's Mark Ware, Ware. Check out his music. Right now, he's going to see what we have for endorsements that he's getting, which
So we
is
got,
awesome.
yeah, thank you so much. We got Sit Strings, Rev Amps, Intune Guitar Picks, Illumini Guitar, Lizard Split, Mental Case, Besttronics, Guitar Gifts for You, Barefoot Buttons, and Neat Audio. So that's the newest endorsements that we have.
That's great. Those are some great companies there. And I love these newer companies because I love the names they come up with for the companies. So good deal on that. Unbelievable. You are just amazing, man. This is blowing me away.
Well, thank you so much. We wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for you guys out there doing what you're doing for us artists, and more importantly, the folks who streaming our music and listening to what we're writing and listening to what we're trying to express coming from ourselves, and basically telling our stories, and it's having something that they can relate to, and and just keep hitting that repeat button and streaming our music, and
right.
it's been an amazing journey.
That's great, my friend. That is great. So let's keep going down here on a thing. Now, you're considered for the Grand Ole Opry?
Yes, sir. We're doing. Got a call last week where they're putting something together for Valentine's weekend in February 2024. So don't know if we're going to be chosen yet, but we do know that they're listening to our stuff, and then so we do know that we're under consideration, and we're just hoping that we're graced enough to be selected to play the Grand Ole Opry, or maybe even get a debut there. So
Yeah,
something we're very
exactly.
excited for. But
Well,
even
for
to
them,
have them listening to our music is just a dream come true.
I was just going to say, for them just to consider you as something else. Yeah, that'd be beautiful to stand on that stage.
Yes, sir.
Man, now, have you been doing a lot of internet radio or press, even getting your music out that way?
So we have had a couple of internet radio stations that that love to stream our music that we've grown a partnership with. One of them is GeorgiaRadio.com.
Okay.
Matt Jolly has from the very, very, very beginning has just been streaming our music. And then there's a radio station down in Midway that an ex-fire chief, or I believe he still is the fire chief down there. All Day Radio, I believe is what it is, and Freddie Howell. He's likes to stream our music, so I try to reach out to as many as I can. You guys now and on the podcast, and
No, that's great. Yeah, use us. I mean, use us the bright way, but no, definitely it's great nowadays that the platforms are out there because 20 years we didn't have this stuff. It was
right.
Opening your trunk and throwing out some CDs and flyers and putting up your posters.
That's right.
So now we get to do a little easier, which made us I wouldn't say lazy. We're not lazy, but it's easier, I would say. So a lot of fun. Take it to your Vantage bands, artists out there. Use the platforms and get your music on those platforms so everybody around the world can check you out, and I could check you out. Now I notice you have a lot of great fans out there.
Yeah,
How they treat you?
I like to think that I have the best fans in the world. I really have some loyal fans, and I really do have a good group of guys that just happen to love Mark Ware music, and man, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them.
It's the fans, definitely. And I see it's around the world. It's just not here in the United States. It's everywhere.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Everybody's
sir.
picking up Mark Ware.
It's really cool to go play your music to a sold out show. Just say in Boston, Massachusetts. It's really cool to play a sold out show. But what's even cooler is when they know all the words to your song. It's your first or second time there, and they're listening to your songs to know your songs. So that's just what makes an artist. That just drives it home for an artist.
Yes, and you kind of answered, I guess, my next question for you is I like to ask the bands is when you walk up on stage and you face everybody and you start getting down to your music, what does it feel like to see them singing your songs, wearing your merch? How does that make that heart feel?
It just drives it home. It lets you know you're doing something right, and it lets you know that hey, the same things that inspired you to write that song, other folks are going through the same thing, the same trials, the same tribulations, the same, the same upbringing. There's somebody that can relate to your story,
Yes.
and so it just loves to see just love to see it come to light.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love about your music is, like I said, you've got a story to tell, and a lot of them, and it's awesome, very awesome. Now, this is kind of off the music here. Talk to me about Iron Dog K9 Unit. What is this?
So Iron Dog K9, International Iron Dog K9, they're a 501c3 organization that help K9 officers all over the country and help police departments. If you don't have a dog, they'll furnish you a dog, but they recognize the benefit that the K9 officers bring to a community. And
Yes.
they reached out at the beginning of we were planning the tour for last year, and they reached out and wanted to, sponsor our lake. Started out wanting to sponsor our lake summer concert series there in town, and after we sat down and met a couple of times, they wound up being a title sponsor for the tour, and
Nice.
just doing some absolute wonderful things for K9 officers and law enforcement departments all over the country. I believe they're down in Aruba now doing some training with their departments down in Aruba. I spoke with them just yesterday, and but just happy to have them as a title sponsor. Just couldn't be better people.
That sounds great. I said, are you incredible people that you're with, and you've got are surrounding you. You got a great circle, and they're helping you move right up that charts, and you're going right to the top, brother. You are going unbelievable. Now, do you know where you are on some of the charts around the world, on some of the stations possibly that might be playing your music?
I know that I'm kind of old school. A little bit of my old school is I still like to do the old radio tours. I still like to go and visit the AM radio stations, the FM radio stations, and let the DJs meet you in person and do live broadcast and have them spin my songs while I'm there in the studio. So we try to hit a couple a month.
Okay.
And so I know that 92.1 FM is I know we're in a constant rotation with those guys. I believe we're on a 1490, another station about 50 miles from here. I know we're on a rotation with those guys, but I really don't know who all is streaming it. I just have to watch the numbers there on Spotify and
Gotcha.
watch the numbers there from the distribution company.
Right, exactly. And it gives you kind of what's going on out there. So that's good. Good deal. Now, another question I want to ask you. Now, you've played with a lot of really great people, opened up and played for. This is, I guess, like a two-part question. Who do you want to play with? Who's somebody that would make the big show for you?
And I almost had it this year,
Yeah.
but I believe he was going to take some time off. We had made an offer in, or the promoter had made an offer in, and I think it went back and forth for 2 or 3 weeks. But I was just about to open for Jamie Johnson, and Jamie's incredible artist, and has just been doing it independently for so long, and just has got it figured out. And just a good guy.
Yeah.
And Jamie would be a dream come true, but it fell through with the promoter, so we didn't get Jamie. But Jamie would be one that we're gonna keep pushing for to go play some
All
music
right.
with.
Keep
He's
knocking
one
on
of
his
my
door.
favorites. Yes, sir. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
That is awesome. Good. So we got that answer. Now, all the shows you've done over all the years, what one stands out the most that you can't forget? What's the most memorable? Do you have one? That's just one?
Yeah, there's one show that I often go back to and just say it was just so much fun, and it was with Mr. Mark Wills.
Mark
We
Lewis.
we played with Mark Wills, and he's from Georgia, and it was just really special. We were just coming out, after Southern Ways, and leaving the studio with Will, and we got partnered up with a show with Mark Wills, and I'd been with Mark previously at some showcases at the Buckboard before he was signed, but just to get to go and spend some time with him and be on that platform that night, it just really fired me up to say, hey, look, we walked the same steps, and and just
Yeah.
that was a really cool show. Mark's a great artist and entertainer. I don't know if you've
Mm-hmm.
had a chance to see him live, but he does a really good job.
Well, that's amazing. It sounds like, within the next year, you're going to be able to open up for whoever you want to.
I hope so.
You're going to be able to call your own shots, I think. Here. All right, let's talk music. How about we do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody out there in podcast land, now it's time you can check out the music because I said you can. So anyways, get on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you can do, but we're going to talk some music to Mark right here. Now, the number one you just had, is this the newer one? It's going to take the miracle?
It is a newer one. It's not the newest one, but it's actually not one of my original songs. It was one of the first songs that was pitched to me from a gentleman over in Alabama when I had lost my daughter. And it was a song that I just kept special, close to me. I played on Sunday mornings. I never had any really plans to record it. It was just a song that, someone wanted to give to me to maybe try to help me through the time I was going through. And I was playing a show in Macon, Georgia, a couple of years ago. I think it's been now close to 2 years. And I was opening for Jacob Bryant. And for some reason, I stopped a cover song that I was doing, and I played this song, and the place erupted. And that very next weekend, we was with Colt Ford and Joe and all them guys at Average Joe's there in Nashville, and we were going to record Shooting Whiskey, which is our top stream song right now. But we wind up recording It's Gonna Take a Miracle, and it's just that song is just it's took us a long way. And just whether you went through a divorce, you've lost a child, you lost a parent, just a lot of folks can relate to that song.
Yeah, it's very personal and to the heart and soul. That's the way I felt it. It was very touching. Thank you. Very much so. That's a great song. Let me pick out some more here. All right, The Ride.
The Ride is you're picking out another one that's not mine. It's a cover song, but that's a David Allen Coe song that Will Turpin, when we was in the studio, we were just gonna do Southern Ways, and he's like, we need to do something else. Let's do an A and a B side. You got anything you play real good? And I said, man, we do The Ride. Like we play the Ride. We'll play that. So we played that. We recorded it, and I think we just hit about 110,000 streams on that on Spotify. So folks are liking that version of it.
I do, because I'm liking the piano and the leads going through it. I love what your players are doing with that song and what you're doing with it.
Yes, sir. We had a lot of fun with that.
So you took The Ride for a ride, actually.
We took The Ride for a ride, yes, sir.
That's right, brother. All right, let's go to Southern Way.
Yeah, Southern Ways is it's got, if you listen to Southern Ways, it kind of just tells you a story of who you are. I got my daddy's pride, my mama's eyes. I'm never going to change my Southern ways. And
there you go.
It's like just talking about a Southern guy.
It's a great ballad. I like that, how you got that down there. Yes. And then we're going to kick it up to Midnight in Montgomery.
Okay, Midnight Montgomery is something I wanted to do for Alan Jackson this year. It was we wanted to redo his version of Midnight Montgomery because of what Alan was going through. He's having to come off the road with this. He's terminally ill with this condition, this nerve condition, and he's having to not do what he loves to do, and made Alan who he was. So we wanted to. My tour manager is the local sheriff in our town, and he's good friends with a couple of counties over is where Alan's from. So we wanted to do something for Alan. So that was basically just for Alan to say, hey, like, you've been a big inspiration to me and my music growing up. Just want to say thank you for what you've done for country music. And then we decided to throw it on the platforms, and I think it's only been up for, I don't know, maybe 15 days, and we're getting about 1,000 streams a day.
Wow, that's great. That you did great on that one. I love that definitely. And then let's talk about the last one, which we touched on earlier, was Walk Alone with the first responders.
Yeah, Walk Alone is something that I was inspired to write Christmas Eve this year. But a good friend of mine that we kind of grew up in the fire department together was going through some battles, and he took his life on Christmas Eve. And all day long Christmas Day, I kept thinking, if you need somebody, why didn't you call? And and it just kept just coming back to me, those words. And I wind up sitting down and wanted to write a song and bring awareness to public safety and mental health,
Very
and what these
nice.
men and women are going through, and hopefully that we can get the message out where they know that there's help out there, that know that they've got options. And I tell folks all the time, these guys are answering emergency calls. They're not going to someone's birthday party. When they pick up the phone and invite them, they're not going to a birthday party. They're going to
Right.
someone's worst day of their life, and they're
Yeah.
doing it over and over and over all day long. And you can only do so many compressions on an infant child before
Yeah.
one compression on an infant child will stick with you for the rest of your life.
I
Not
bet.
to mention, cutting them out of a car or pulling them out of a burning house. And it's just,
Mm.
I wanted to write something that, let the firefighters and the EMTs and the police officers know that they're not alone. You don't have to walk alone. If you need somebody, you got somebody.
You don't. And I push that on the show here because one of the shows that we're going to be doing in August is a mental health awareness with entertainment business. There's a lot of entertainers that have, well, anybody that has mental health issues. Like you say, you can talk. There's people to talk to about it.
That's right.
You don't have to do something stupid. I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen artists go, kind of like you did. You went
Well,
down that rabbit hole.
yes, I'd love to support anything that you're doing in August with mental health. You as one of the sponsors for that month.
I
But Mark Ware
appreciate
Music
that.
will do whatever we can do to help you with that mental health push. It's something near and dear to my heart for sure.
Thank you, Mark. I'm writing that down because I'm going to bring a bunch of people and a mental health psychologist or somebody here to the table, and some musicians that deal with anxiety, depression, things like that. And it's bad sometimes in this business because I hate losing another artist.
Right.
Lost too many. I don't like to see that, man. It's not good. There
Yeah.
are people to talk to. There is.
Yes, sir.
So turn the music up, make yourself happy, and talk to somebody if you need to. All right. And you can talk to Big Al 24/7. I'm awake. I don't sleep. It's about the music.
Yeah, call me too. I'm fine.
Call Mark too. That's
right.
Get a hold of him. But check Mark's music out there. And of course, go to the platforms. Where can they get your merchandise?
So you can get our merchandise from officialmarkware.com. And you stroll there to the bottom and get a t-shirt, that sort of stuff. Or just
Very
look and
nice.
see if we're close to you in one of your states, and we're close to you, and come out to a show. We'd love to have you. And we usually got a bunch of merch out with us when we're going to play.
Awesome. So like I said, everybody out podcast land, Mark Ware, go to the site, check out the dates that he's going to be doing. You say almost 70 dates this year?
Yes, sir.
70 dates. So you're going to have the opportunity to see Mark. So see Mark, and when he's done singing, if the security will let you through, approach him and talk to him. Get an autograph.
Yeah,
because I'm sure you don't bite that hard.
No, so y'all come on.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to hear that. Now, what does the future look like? I mean, so far it's looking real good. Where are you seeing it in 5-10 years?
So, I really see our streaming just tripling or quadrupling with the help of Sony and Orchard. It's the same platforms that the A-list artists use: Aldean, Carrie Underwood, Chris Stapleton. So, for them to back these three and push it, I really hope that the world decides they like the music as much as we do, and they stream the music, and we land an album deal. And 5 years from now, I hope to be putting out my third album.
That'll be wonderful. Well, I think you can accomplish this. No problem. You set your dreams to it, you can do. And actually, what is one of your sayings? Do you remember it?
One of my sayings?
Yep.
Yeah, just stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. We was really firm and a firm believer in, drawing out a 5-year plan 5 years ago, and just sticking to it. Sometimes it's not always going to be a nice smooth ride, but on the road. But just stick to the plan, and listen. No dream is too big. Trust me, I'm living proof of that. You can do what you want to do. Your dreams,
That's right.
just willing to work for them.
All right. Well, I'm going to take these words verbatim. These are your words. Never give up on your dreams.
Up on your dreams.
Dreams do come true, don't they?
They sure do.
They do. They do. And I was fortunate for mine to come true too. So you wish upon a star, you dream it. You can make it happen, people. One foot in front of the other. Practice, 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 and get with other people who are doing the same thing, like-minded people. Now, of course, in this business, there's some negativity. You kind of want to shy away from that, and you'll know it when it hits you, unfortunately. And I'm sure, Mark, you probably ran into a little bit of that in the road or being playing out, haven't you?
That's some great advice. But yeah, because it's a very competitive. It's a very competitive market. There is a lot of great players and musicians, that are amongst us, and it's just,
Yeah,
it's changed. I like to say, they go looking for the right business model. Sometimes not the
yeah,
best artist or the best player,
right.
but they just want to make sure if they're going to invest their time in you, and the venue's going to invest their money in you. Make sure that you're being somewhat successful with your business plan.
Yeah, you want a complete package. You
That's
want to
right.
make sure that's ready to go before you do that. Now, you kind of gave a little bit of advice there, but to the youngers down, 12, 15, 16-year-olds that are doing what you want to do, what do you got to say to them?
If I could go back and be 12 and 15 again, I would write more. I would write a daily journal or a diary, especially if they've got any musical inclination whatsoever. Just start writing a diary now, because the things that you can go back to and remember and reminisce on would be great songs for you when you're polished and ready to get out there and introduce it to the world. They would be a great stepping stone, and just a slingshot for your songwriting abilities, a slingshot for your shows. And but that would be some advice I would give them. If they're loving music now, start a diary, start writing down everything. Make
Great
some monthly
advice.
goals. Don't be afraid to email endorsements and
No, no,
companies and internet radio stations. And don't be afraid to do that, even at 12 or 13 years old. You don't really have to be the best at what you do.
no.
You just got to be serious, and you got to put the work in. And you know and but
Yeah,
that'd be some of the advice I would have. Start you a diary now. And man, I wish I had one. I wish I had
yeah.
one. The older you
I
get, the
mean, I
more
can
stuff you
remember
forget.
everything, but I wish I had one too.
Right.
So, yeah, that's good advice. That's good advice, Mark. So, now, are you looking at possibly, or have you collaborated with any other artists?
So I have that song I was telling you has got the most streams right now. Shooting Whiskey. I actually was about 70% done with that song when I pulled my bus into Nashville and invited a gentleman over. His name's Brian Martin. I was on tour with him down in Mexico last year. But Brian, he's getting about 20 million streams a month.
Wow.
But Brian's going to be the next superstar. If you have a chance, pull up Brian Martin, listen to
Brian
his
Mark.
songs,
Okay.
listen to his story. Independent artist signed with Average Joe's in Nashville, but I'm saying I think he has, I don't know, maybe 5 million monthly listeners on Spotify at this
Wow.
point. Yeah, he is just killing it. But he helped me finish Shooting Whiskey. I've been doing some writing with Sam Hayes with Radio Romance up in Nashville, who's had some luck with singles that were chosen and got out on the radio. And and I got a little songwriting group that we work with down here. But I guess the two noticeable names will be Sam Hayes and Brian Martin.
Sweet. Props to them and you. And I see you're probably going to do some more down in the future.
Yes, sir.
Definitely got to do it. Got to collab. You got to do that. Got to do that. Now, I want to touch base. There's a special person in your life that helps you through everything, and that would be Kim, wouldn't it?
It sure would. I tell you, I am blessed. I'd like to say I have the best wife in the entire universe. She's just been with me. We I don't know if this is out there or not, but shortly after we started dating, Al, back in 2016, about 6 weeks after we started dating, one of my local fire chief buddies called me and asked me, was I still seeing her? And I said, yeah. And he said, you need to get to the hospital, that her teenage daughter had just been killed.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
so her daughter and my daughter are buried 6 inches apart. And, we've just been going through the thing we call life together, but she is more than supportive of my music. And, you know, and she lets me turn my front yard into a concert venue 3 times a year here on the lake for the community, and
Beautiful.
she's just a super person inside and out.
She
I wouldn't
sounds
be
like
where I am if it wasn't for her, for sure.
Kim sounds like a very beautiful woman inside and out, and you're a very lucky man, Mark.
Thank you. I would like to agree to you.
Yes, and I'm glad you had each other to lean on during those tough times.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, and like I said, my heart goes out to both of you. So, anyways, everybody out there in podcast land, check out Mark Ware, W-A-R-E. Go to the platforms, go to Mark Ware's personal Facebook page or Mark Ware fans page, and check out where he's playing. 70 dates. Unbelievable. 70 dates. They're going to make it work. Oh, yeah. Getting that music out there. Lots of fun. So look for him. Get the music. And he's going to be putting singles out. How many more singles do we think we're going to get out this year?
We've got 5 in the hopper, but we know that these 3 from MC1 is going to be put out. So at least 3 songs, before February.
Good deal. Are we going to do a video on one of them?
We will do a video. We'll probably do a video on all three of the releases.
All right.
So, yes, sir. We're looking forward to that.
Awesome, my friend. Awesome. Well, again, I appreciate you letting me interview and you coming to the No Cover TV table, Mark. Thank you.
I just appreciate the opportunity, and listen, anything that we could ever do for you on our end, you just please reach out. Let us be a part of the mental health awareness thing. We'd love to get involved with that. And thank you for what you're doing for us artists. Because again, if it wasn't for folks like you guys, we wouldn't be able to pull off what we're trying to pull off.
I appreciate that. Don't make my head get that big. Unbelievable. You're great, Mark. Thank you so much. And again, everybody, artists, bands, you want to get on the Don't Cover TV podcast, I don't care where you are in the world. You got internet. We can do this. So let me get in your mind and let's get it out on the podcast so all the fans and followers can listen to what's up with your story and why you're playing music and what's going into the music. And then you get the chance to go to the platforms and listen for yourself. So get on the platform now and check out Mark Ware's music because you're going to love it. Because I'm digging it. I am digging it a lot. And I know there's the 3 songs that are coming up. I can't wait to hear those, Mark.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome, my friend. I'm going to look for you on the road. And if I'm out there somewhere by you, I'm going to surprise you.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I get on the stage with you.
Yes, sir.
That brings back the days. So, my friend, thank you. Thank you so much. Give your band props. Tell Joe A for me, your manager, and give Kim a big hug, all right? Take care of that woman.
I sure will. Thank you so much, Al.
Definitely. All right. Keep doing what you're doing with the firefighters and the dogs and everything because you are just unbelievable, my friend. You are just taking care of things that are right in the world. There's a lot of wrong going on out there, and I like to see the right things going on.
Well, thank you again.
Yeah, so no problem, my friend. I'm going to text you and email you some things, and but other than that, check out Mark Ware. Check out this podcast. Support your local and national music scene. Please support them. They bust their butts to get out there and do what they're doing, and the reason they're doing it is for you to be happy and your heart to go like theirs does when they get on stage right there, isn't it, Mark?
That's right.
That's right. Exactly. Good deal. All right, Mark, this is your show. You're going to end it. How do you want to end it? Sure, you end it the way you want. Who you want to shout out to? What do you want to say?
Well, we'll give another shout out to you and No Cover TV. Thank you guys for what you're doing. To anyone, look, I'm reachable. Anyone that needs anything, y'all just reach out to my questionnaire there on my official markware.com. Let me know where you're from, where you'd like to see us. And more importantly, if you struggle with mental illness, mental health, man, reach out. There's always somebody to talk to. If I don't have the answers, I'll help you get you the answers. I love you guys. Thank you for streaming our music.
Awesome, Mark. Thank you so much, my friend. I am going to talk to you very soon, and we will have you on in 6 months to a year to see where you're at. All right, friend?
Thank you so much.
All right, brother Mark. I am going to talk to you soon. You have a good one. Thank you for gracing the table. All right, this is No Cover TV. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.